All right, so at this point, you should have reviewed limited versus unlimited governments and completed a Google form as many times as you wanted to until you were happy with your grade over that topic. Then you should have watched my video on democracy, read through a website on democracy, watched more video clips, and completed an acrostic poem. Now, I want you to take a look at two examples of modern democracies. And these are just some readings from two different countries. When you're finished reading them, there are questions that you're going to answer, and then you're going to do some highlighting. So what I'm going to do in this video, and some of you may find this helpful, some of you won't need it. I'm going to read the examples to you, and you could watch this video as you're completing your work, watch it before you work, or you could stop it even right now if you don't need me to read the examples to you. So you want to go ahead and have this document pulled up. This document is obviously posted for number 4. And the directions say to please read the descriptions for the following countries and answer the questions that follow. So the first country is the United States of America. And the information in that section says, the American colonies broke away from Britain in 1776 with the Declaration of Independence. After winning the Revolutionary War, they were recognized as a new country with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. The U.S. Constitution was adopted on September 17, 1787. The United States is a federal republic and a kind of representative democracy. Citizens vote for representatives to speak for them in Congress, which is the lawmaking body of the federal government. Senators are elected every 6 years. Representatives are elected every 2 years. These positions in the federal government do not have term limits. Through the Electoral College, American citizens also vote for the leader of the executive branch, the President of the United States. A president's term is 4 years. He may be reelected for a total of 2 complete terms. After that, the American people must elect a new president. America has a 2-party political system. Most politicians belong to either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. So from here, you need to answer one question by actually typing out your answer. So you need to go back into this reading and tell me, what is Congress, and are there term limits for members of Congress? So if you're following along with me, you can pause my video and answer that now. The second question, you don't have to type anything, you need to highlight. So you need to go back to this paragraph and basically cite your evidence that led you to believe that the United States has a democratic government. So you're looking for words and phrases that would make you think, red flag, US has a democracy. When you find one, for example, I see the word elected. You come up to your highlighting tool, and if you hover over your tools, it'll pop up. It doesn't have to be yellow, but you could pick yellow, you highlight it. You're going to have more than one word highlighted. Let me undo that. Okay. So now again, if you're following me, I'm going to read to you the section about France, and then you're going to do very similar things. So the quest for a more democratic government had been long and difficult for France. The French Revolution, starting in 1789, resulted in the beheading of the King of France, Louis XVI. A period of violence known as the Terror followed and eventually gave rise to the reign of Napoleon, who restored France to military power but did not promote democracy. Further revolutions sparked short-lived republics. The Fifth Republic began in 1958 when Charles de Gaulle took power under a new democratic constitution. Its government has a system of checks and balances in place and consists of 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. France currently has both a president, Emmanuel Macron, and a prime minister, Edouard Philippe, who was appointed by the president. The president is the head of the country and was elected into power on May 7, 2017. The prime minister, however, is the head of government. France has a strong economy and is an influential European power. So again, from here, the first question for this one you want to answer is describe the type of government that France had before it became a democracy. So really you're looking for details in that first part of the paragraph. And you can pause my video if you're working along. The last part then, you're going to highlight any and all words in the passage above that led you to believe that France currently has a democracy, just like we did with the United States. When you are finished, make sure that you turn this assignment in the Google Classroom, and then you have one last Edulastic assignment.